Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim coming to you from my home base, but I'm leaving, heading back to Walmart. It was so funny. I spent $100 this morning in there. Bought this shirt. How do you like it? 1788 by Reebok. There's Reebok on there. Well, I got home and I had a comment from somebody when I was making that video about the oatmeal I bought and how I got the value extra big one with more packs in it, more to eat. And I was informed that oatmeal has a lot of carbs. I got to start reading these things. So I appreciate everybody trying to help me out with my diet. You know, I don't want to be going to the gym for nothing. And, you know, so he said, or she, I think it was a he, stick with eggs. Yeah, it's a he. I love eggs. And I bought this electric skillet some time back for the demos that I do with Publix. And I can plug it in right outside my camper on this little table I have. I have an electrical outlet right there for things that are kind of smelly. But eggs aren't too bad with some butter in the morning to cook right inside the camper, especially if it was raining or something. I'm not going to cook, you know, broccoli, saute things, onions, mushrooms, fry a steak. I'm just not going to do it because it smells up in there. You know, gets into the bedspread, you know, all that. Hey, that's another thing I need to buy. Anyway, I was warned by this person. So true. I said, well, it looks like a return then. I'll be heading back to Walmart to return this oatmeal. He says, don't do it. You're just going to spend another $50 if you do. And already I'm thinking, hey, I could use another one of these shirts. Or what did I just say I need to get? That's how fast I forget. What was it? There's two things you lose when you get older. One is your memory. And I can't remember the other one. Anyway, gonna work tomorrow with my buddy. And I'm telling you, man, if it wasn't for him on the rare occasion, and then these weekends, they got me booked pretty good almost every weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday, like 4 days in a row doing these demos with Crossmark out of Texas. In total, at the end of the month, and with my buddy, and I do make money on YouTube, and I do get some Amazon money, small amount, and it really is the way to supplement Social Security. The $1,500 that I was searching for, wanting to get, which is equal to my Social Security, I can earn $21,500 a year without jeopardizing them taking anything back. How it works is if you make more than that, for every $2 you make over, they take $1 of your Social Security back. So obviously, I mean, if I made $5,000 a month, I'd just quit, you know, before I went over, because you don't have to worry about what the salary is. It's just don't make more in 12 months than that. And here's another thing that I found out when I started collecting my Social Security. I know I have a couple of subscribers that are watching my channel now that just started drawing. If you were to land a job in your first year of Social Security, you can cancel it and do a do-over. What will happen is, let's say you're making a lot of money, like, oh, you know, I'm just going to make too much money, and I'd rather have this job than the roughly 20 grand, 18,500 a year, whatever it is, that's what I get for Social Security, and you land a job making 30, 40 grand a year or more, you cancel your Social Security even though you started it, and you get to do a do-over. You can just start it, you know, whenever you're ready. At that point, again, next year, when you're 67, 2 years later, it doesn't matter. And however many months you collected since you started already. You just have to wait those months when you ask for it again to pass, and that's how you pay that back. So you don't have to, like, shell it out to them. You just have to wait the amount of months, and you can go a whole year. This guy just blew right through this red light. Crazy. So you can do that, in case you didn't know. And if you don't collect it at 62 and you want to wait like another year or 2 or 5, because you're making good money, more than Social Security will allow you to take, if you can't somehow or another cut that off or whatever and not lose that job, that would be the only reason not to collect Social Security as soon as possible. So if you want to not collect Social Security at 62, just because you're going to want to wait, and get another $100 more a month, or if you want to wait 3 or 4 years to get another $400 or $500 more a month, it's really silly. The only reason you should ever not collect Social Security at 62 is if you're making too much money and you want to keep working. Otherwise, you're losing 20 grand a year almost by not taking it. To get another $500 a month 3 or 4 years from now, or 5 years from now, think how many years you'd have to collect it just to make back that 80-something thousand dollars you lost for 3, 4, or 5 years not collecting. So you see, it's simple math. You don't ever want to delay from 62. Don't let them trick you into like, oh, if you get to 62, you get 1,000. If you wait till you're 67, you get 1,800 or 1,700 or, about 500 more, I think. 500 or 600 is like the maximum, more you would get if you waited until your full retirement age, FRA. I think it's 67 and a half, but if you're born, like, they changed it. If you're born a certain year, they've upped it. And not to mention, with all the threatening of taking it away or running out of money, I wouldn't wait anyway just for that. Get your money. Start collecting that money. And then get your ass out there and work. Pick up a side hustle. I mean, obviously, cash business would be great. That'd be great. And, but I'll tell you, having that grub stake every month, that little start, that little basic income to kind of, and especially if you get to the point when you start collecting, if you were smart and you didn't start collecting with a lot of debt, or you definitely had to work. But if you are like me, debt free, I mean, you don't want to owe a credit card, a car payment, anything, just your basics. So that's enough. Rent, utilities, insurance. Probably have one credit card you can pay off every month, but don't carry a balance and pay no 28% interest. That's stupid. You'll never pay it off. There's a thing you can look at on YouTube. If you owed $1,000 on a credit card and made the minimum monthly payment at those crazy interest rates, it'd take you 30 years. So don't fall into that trap. It isn't free money, When you get a credit card, it isn't free. You pay that back. You owe that. Plus. So I always apply. I have good credit for those year and a half free interest credit cards. And that way, if I do want to just pay $100 or $200 every month, like I'm doing on one card, and, then I use it when I go to Walmart or whatever, and it goes down, then it goes up, and I pay down and it goes up. It's still gradually growing, but it's not going to get so out of hand that when that interest ends, I'll either get another credit card that's interest free and do what you call a transfer balance, so I never owe any interest. Don't ever owe interest on credit cards. Please don't do it if you can help it. So get yourself debt free. Your car insurance, if you have a car payment, sometimes that's hard to not to owe one of those. And if it's a kind of a newer car, well, if you're making payments, you have to have comp and collision. So you're making I mean, insurance is expensive. I mean, just a car costs almost like rent. So, and the rents today are stupid. Yeah, man, just food. Food is like, I think the second or the first most expensive bill I have. I mean, think about it. If you eat every day, well, of course you're going to, unless you do intermittent fasting. I might do that to save on my food bill. If you eat every day, if you just make yourself a healthy breakfast in the morning, a couple of eggs, you buy a dozen eggs, it'll last you a week, and you make some coffee, maybe some dry toast if you want to have that. You need bread. I mean, it's going to cost you. Hell, eggs are expensive, and coffee and all that. Probably going to average a few bucks, every morning. Then lunch, you go buy lunch meat and bread, or you make some healthy thing, or a salad kit. I buy those salad kits. They're like $4. You want to put some protein on it? Well, that bumps the price. So now you're, tearing up a $10 bill for lunch. Now you're $14, $15 almost. And then dinner. So dinner's got to be at least what lunch is or more. So what is that? 20, 25, almost $30 a day times 30 days. That's $600 to $900 a month for one mouth. Eating like a salad and an egg and, a piece of protein on your salad. So food, yeah. Food is expensive. So you don't want debt. When you get to be retired and you get your Social Security, the only way you're going to stretch that $1,200, $1,500, $1,700 is to be out of debt. You're not gonna. You can't even start getting it. Well, you can as long as you don't make over 21,000. But anyway, I'm going on and on here. I guess you're getting the point. But I'll tell you this: it feels really great to be blessed, have a little side hustle going, a little cash coming in now and then from my buddy. I can't count on that. And a guaranteed government check, and having, a really low overhead, low bills, but still have to work. But I don't have to bust my butt. I can work part-time and get by. But that's not really banking a lot of money for an emergency. And of course, when you get to be 65, like I'm going to be this year, you got that Medicare. You're going to take that away from your Social Security. Now you got to work a few more hours to make up that. That can run you $150 to $300 a month, depending on how good a Medicare you want to get. You want a PPO, or are you going to stay with an HMO? Or are you going to get that, what do they call it, Advantage plan? I know people that have it where it doesn't really cover anything, but they're still paying. But if they go to the doctor, it's going to be big bucks out of their pocket. Now you got to have money for that. So it's chasing your tail your whole life. There's never going to be, easy street. Well, there is for some. There is for millions, actually. Seems like more people have money than don't. But anyway, let's not get negative. Let's not get demoralized about. Let me find a place to park out here where I won't get robbed and dented. And this morning, before I end the video, I'll just tell you one thing. I called the Boynton Beach Police Department from right here, from the Walmart. There was these two guys, I see them all the time. Probably the one that ripped me off. I left my truck unlocked by accident. I had my gun stolen. I had my sunglasses stolen. And they didn't rummage through the back. I guess when they saw that Glock in the door pocket there, they were like, wow, score. I can't even talk about it. It really upsets me. My bad, I reported to the police and all that. But I see these two guys. There's a wall over here with these crackheads. This morning they were working this area hard. I think I saw them pull a couple of door handles, but they were definitely hitting, as fast as they could. Their eyes, both of them, they were working together. Every single person that pulled in here, they watch you pull in. They got you before you see them. And I was talking to this guy, and this guy rolls up on us, hey, you got any money? And the guy said, he was older than me, he says, no, man, we live in a debit world, a credit card world now. And the guy mumbled something about, oh, there's people with money, something like that. But anyway, they just annoy me because they could be the ones that stole from me. And they would steal. They're nothing but drug addicts. They're young, well-abled young guys that can work. So they don't need to be panhandling and hitting people like that. Go on the corner and get your cardboard box, like hundreds of them do on every corner here in South Florida. But to be walking up to people and shaking them down, I mean, think about the women and stuff that makes them feel nervous. Think about the business that Walmart could lose because people don't want to return here, afraid they might run into one of those guys again. So I called the Boynton Beach Police Department, and they asked me if I wanted to stay here and talk to an officer. I said no. I gave them the description of the two guys. So they came and probably ran them off, but they're not afraid. Just like when I reported my gun being stolen, they're not going to get it back. They just go like this. All right, give me your name. What was it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll put it in the file. It's in the computer. They're not going to go around to pawn shops. They're not going to be looking for it. I should have left my door unlocked, right? And if I do make the mistake of unlocking my door, or not locking it, I should have hit it. So there's no excuse for me, but still, there's no excuse that somebody's got to come pull my door handle to see if my car is unlocked and find it unlocked, open it, and reach in and steal. Well, I'm getting angry. Let's stop getting angry. Let's go crush it.